This is WWE superstar Drew McIntyre, and you're listening to the WWE Podcast.
The champ is
the one that everybody wants, me.
Lynch is going to WrestleMania. Claymore!
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass. This is my iron. You're going to acknowledge me.
All right, everyone, this is Memphis Mark coming to you from Mullet Manor, and we're gonna do the review for 618 for NXT, getting ready for their next PLE. I believe I said that correctly, which would be Heat Wave, but they go directly in to a North American #1 contender, 25-man over-the-top rope battle royal. That's a lot to say at first there, but they come out. They're introducing Young OG. They bring out some more TNA talent. Is blessing us with their presence. You've got Kazarian is in this match, a longtime TNA guy. And then you've got Joe Hendry. I've seen him a couple times. Made a great entrance and then a average exit. They threw him right on out of there. Not before Ethan Page is in there, and Oral Mensa comes through and takes him out of the whole equation, which later on plays into the final equation of the show. But the battle royal was pretty good. Pretty good. I can't say anything bad. It comes down to Spears and Young OG and Dragon Lee and Kazarian's in there for a few, and then it's Dragon Lee and Evans, and you think that's the end of it, but Spears never got thrown over the top rope. He comes back in, and it's him and Evans going at it, but in the end, Bouncy is getting ready for Trick Williams. Whoop that Trick. So yeah, Javon Evans wins the battle royal. And a pretty good start to the show. You've got a couple little promos. You got a promo with Lola and Roxanne, which Roxanne's not trusting anyone. And Lola, they're slowly doing the build. I'm seeing the shirts in the crowd. And Lola's looking really good in her in-ring abilities. So, we will see, but after that, you've got Chase U promo, and apparently the OC, the Good Brothers, have a problem with, Ridge, and so we're going to have a match a little later, but they go from there into a ladies' triple threat match, which you've got representing Metaphor. You've got Lash Legend and Miss Jackson, and you've got JC Jane and Jasmine Nix, and of course JC Jane's got her STP protection on. And then you've got Lola and the champ Roxanne Perez. This match, pretty good. They do their typical chain pins, where one sliding in, sliding out. Lash just looks so freaking strong. They have to let this woman loose and do something with her. And even Miss Jackson looked good in here. Jasmine looked okay. So, at one point in time, Lola and Roxanne tried to get Miss Legend. They tried to do the typical clothesline and take her over the top rope. And the ladies couldn't do it. But they, Lash pulled it off, went straight under. I mean, it's just, it's really good. Towards the end, you've got Lola setting up the win, and Roxanne does a quick tag, comes in there and takes credit for the spinning back fist, and yeah, Roxanne wins it for the tag team. So tension building between Lola and Roxanne. Future match I can see ahead. All right. Then you've got Ava, all-knowing Ava, and she's setting up a match with OG because Ethan Page never got officially over the top rope, eliminated from his the 25-man number one contender battle royal. So he's making a argument that he should be in this match. So all-knowing and all-wise, Ava sets up a match there. Now, they announce that that's going to be a match and that's going to be the main event. And then later on, they're announcing it like they're going to try to do that as a main event. And it's just the way they kind of messed up on the announcing of that. But from there, we go to Michin, and the OC's out there with her. And you've got Lonnie Jordan, the North American champion. Big Ten talent. But Michin, so good. So good. The match, I mean, pretty good. They're having to, they can't let this kind of go bad because they're still wanting, I'm guessing, to keep Michin in the loop of things. So, a little payback comes in on Michin when OTM out the mud comes out and distracts the OC, which causes a distraction in the ring, which causes Jada Parker to be able to push Michin off the top rope, and the champ there, Miss Jordan, takes advantage of it and wins the match. All right, from there you've got another Ethan Page promo, pretty good little deal there, and then they go to a little spot about Izzy Dane having a 60-mile-an-hour serve or kill, whatever it was, in volleyball. Showed a couple clips of her thumping somebody upside the head with the ball, though. So, and then we've got Nathan Frazier and Axiom. They're kind of bickering a little bit, but Tony D, he sends a representative because he wants to get a little something with Nathan. He owes him a little something, he thinks. So from putting him out in that 25-man number one contender match. So he sends his buddy down there, the concierge, and he sets up a match with Nathan Frazier for the Heritage Cup. And Axiom's not real happy about it. Not real happy. So, go from there. We've got the champ. We've got Oba Femi. Uba. And he's, they give him the stick, and he comes out there and he does okay, but the crowd doesn't really know when sometimes to clap with him. Maybe they were just a little out of sync in this particular event. So we'll see. But here we go. We have an instance to where Oba is now confronted by Wes Lee, and they're going back and forth with some garb, and it's okay, but out of nowhere you see the crowd distracted, and if you look real close, I don't think they cut it out of the replay. You see that they have somebody on the top level to where you walk down to the stands. They've got him on the ground, and apparently they're handcuffing him because all you see is his head, and everybody's watching. And the guys in the ring, they get distracted. So I guess this was some on-the-job for real training, because they had a situation and they pulled through it. And the whole premise of what Oba and Wes were going to do is Wesley used to be the best of all time. He's in the record books, and Oba wants to surpass him in the record book. So he gave him this match. But he did say, Oba did say, as long as he is the champ, if Wesley does not win, he cannot challenge Oba anymore. All right, so we'll see how that goes. But really, really cool, the distraction, everything that went on in there. I liked it. Was okay. All right, then you got Hank and Tank. Hank and Tank, they're back because Hank is now cleared, and and they want to take on Tyler Bate and Pete because they want to prove that they can hang with the big dogs. So we will see, because Tank hung around there for a little while in the 25-man number one contender match over the top rope. So old Hank and Tank are back. All right, we can rest easy now. And then we go to a little spot where we've got the No Quarter Catch crew. They're recruiting Tavion. And Tavion's like, okay, but Mr. Dempsey is playing a role that he is meant to play because he seems a little odd. Seems to fit him quite well. Okay. Let's see here. What was that guy's name back when we were not Tony? Oh man. Anyway, I can't think of it. I had a great joke. It was going to be fantastic. I just forgot it. But then we go to Carly Bright. And she's with Kendall Gray, which is an actual, collegiate wrestler. Carly Bright's a University of Minnesota cheerleader, but going up against Valen Henry. And Valen and Carly had a little spat earlier in the locker room, and Valen gives you a good match, absolutely. And pretty much in this match, she was in control pretty much the whole match, but they did give the ladies a chance to pull a little something, but then they had another twist. They got Wendy Choo coming out, and I don't know if I should say that. It was really like Wendy Choo, because she came out and she took out Kendall, and it causes a little distraction. And Valen's going to win this, but kind of a weak finish, weak ending. Didn't particularly like that one, but before the ending, the match is okay. Okay, can't complain too bad about it. But let's see where we go from there. They got to that Wendy too, though. Are they really going to let her shine on this? They're bringing back the Fireflies. They're bringing back the Mask. They're bringing back another version of Bray Wyatt. So we're going to have a dark entity in all of WWE for a little while there. See who comes out with the most T-shirt sales, and that's where we go with. Oh, no, that was bad to say. But anyway, they've got Eddie Thorpe going to the parking lot, and they're going to give him more stick time, man. They're putting him on there, every chance they get. And he's like, hey, coming back from an injury and working my way back, he was happy with his performance. Let me see. You've got Chase U, Andre, and Duke now going against the OC with Michin. That's Keith Lee's wife. So yeah, they've got the guys going, and this, the OC, you're always going to get a good match out of them. And Chase U, did pretty good. But I think the biggest thing in this match, other than the end, is that Duke Hudson produced a new move pretty much for a guy his size. headstand in the corner, flips the guy over. I'm sure there's a big fancy name. Somebody in Japan's probably got it, and it's 9 different ways. But Duke pulls this out of his bag of tricks, and it was impressive. Very impressive. But right towards the end, you've got the OC where, let me see, Duke rolls a small package up on the gentleman, and Ridge kind of leans through and holds him down to make sure that they get that final 3 count. And then there's a look of shock by Duke, and there's Ridge going, hey, I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, I don't know. Hey. And so we're building a little storyline. Isn't that amazing? You know, they're writing a story right in front of our eyes. So we will see where that takes us. But, you know, I really liked the whole angle. I really liked the whole deal on that. They're going to have an interview later to where a little promo spot to where, you know, Duke and Ridge kind of get to have a couple little, you know, a little talking about it, I guess you could say, a little conversation. But it doesn't last long, and everybody's hands off. Nobody wants to touch this. So we will see where this takes us. But we're heading now. And also, they keep running this deal they're doing. I believe it was in New York City. Fanatics. They've got Hulk. They're bringing Hulk Hogan back for it, but they've got, you know, all your superstars showing up for, I guess, a signing. So I guess they've got TNA coming in since doing their version of a Forbidden Door. And then you've got now WWE going into autographs and meet and greets on full scale, too. So the way they're doing this. So I wonder what that cost. That might cost you what a Super Bowl ticket would. I'm not sure, but we won't go there. But yeah, so after that they're getting ready to go to a commercial. After all the future writing of a story with Chase U, Trick comes out. Whoop that Trick! He comes out and kind of does a little promo or a little, you know, climbs in the ring and letting they go to a commercial break. So they're doing this. But earlier they had young OG in the trainer's room getting taped up, getting his ribs taped up, and he assures Trick, whoop that Trick, that he's up for the challenge with Ethan Page tonight, that he's going to whoop that Trick. And All Ego seems to disagree. But yeah, so you've got Javon and you've got Ethan Page going in, and Javon comes out with the ribs taped up. But I gotta say, whoever taped those ribs up did one heck of a job, because it's not like your sticky tape. I mean, it's got the way they adhered at the end, it does. But anyway, Ethan Page picks this man up, drags him around by the taping around OG's ribs, and it never comes undone. If this would have been some old school stuff that I went to when I was young, as soon as they started sweating really good and the first time he pulled on it, all that would have come off. And then they'd have made a big deal about ripping it off. You know, that was the whole deal. They'd have made a big deal out of that. But no, he drags him around, uses it as part of his arsenal of weaponry. But yeah, Ethan Page puts on a clinic of how to go after someone that obviously has put a bullseye on them, you know, on themselves. You know, when they come out all taped up like that, you're going, hey, you know. And he does Mr. Evans does a good job of staying away from some of them, but it's inevitable and it does happen, and that's Ethan Page's deal. He is mad because he's not the number one contender. So to be the number one contender, to be the man, you gotta beat the man, don't you? So that's pretty much what they're in this match about. And look, All Ego does put on a clinic, does a great job, and keeps trying to put his version of the Razor's Edge. Roman Reigns couldn't pull off the Razor's Edge, and Ethan Page seems to have a pretty good version of it. But they get through the match. Eventually, they just finally stop the merciful, butt whooping that he's taken. Like I said, OG does come back, makes a couple of attempts, but in the end, it's going to be All Ego, Ethan Page, to win the match. And then it kind of gets, after the match, Ethan goes over to the desk where Trick is, so they got that whole deal where they're going back and forth and mouthing at each other. And then out of nowhere, literally out of nowhere, Sean Spears, the chairman, comes slithering in and jumps OG and is taking him to the woodshed, just, doing a great job. And then Trick Williams, whoop that Trick. Trick Williams, whoop that Trick, comes in and he lays smacketh downeth to Sean Spears. And then the next thing you know, could you see? Could you tell? It's Mr. Ethan Page comes in and jumps on Trick. So now they're whooping that Trick is what they're doing. And out of nowhere, through the sky, there was no phone booth, no changing of clothes, but Superman OG comes flying through the air with the greatest of ease, and he takes out everybody. And I mean, he takes out everybody. So they pretty much end the show with everybody all wore out, knocked out, beat up, left for damage, left for good in the ring, and they pan out. And that is the end of this week's show. Now, Trick on the stick. He does okay. He has his moments where he sounds really good. Other times, I know they probably told you. See, that's the thing about it. I don't want to say something about someone when they told him, "Hey, you have to work this into your conversation," and that's the only time. Sometimes that's the only way you can do some things. So, maybe that was. I'm hoping that was the way it is, because they don't let him go off script very much. Sean Spears, Ethan Page, they are both veterans as far as that goes. OG, they've got to get him a little better because he's a bright young man, so freaking talented, but he's so young. He's a diamond. They're just going to keep polishing him. He will be just fine. And we see Ora Mensa getting a little time to come out here, and throw down. So, we're getting a little, buffet of everybody. They're kind of using everybody good. So, can't say anything bad about this show. Some good matches on here. Some entertaining spots. Tony D in the 25 over the man top rope #1 contender match. He has a comical moment with, I think it's a Nofi, where Lexus King, slaps his back, and there's a case of mistaken identity. The fan getting taken down. That's worth going back and watching this. You have to watch it during the interview and watch the crowd. All right, so go back and check that out. I actually said that to a friend early this morning, excuse me, and he had not noticed it. So Anyway, guys, the voice is telling me that it's about time to go, and you can't argue with Father Time and taxes. So that is the way we're going to end it today, folks. So thank you so much for taking a little time out of your week, out of your day, and giving us a listen over here at Mullet Manor. And as always, if you can, get out and help a rescue out. Do what you can when you can, all you can. And spay and neuter, do what you can there also. But other than that, guys, we're just going to end it out a little early this week. So this is Memphis Mark coming from Mullet Manor, and I want to tell you that, you know what? I'm out.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.